मेरा नाम मोहम्मद उमर जी सलीमी है। ताल्लुक़ मेरा लाहौर से है और मुझे अंदाज़ा नहीं था कि मुझे लाहौर से इतनी मोहब्बत हो जाएगी। हुआ लिख में 2 साल से रहा हूँ, लिखता मैं अंग्रेज़ी में हूँ। और 2 साल पहले क्यों लिखना शुरू किया, जब मैं सैन फ्रांसिस्को में शिफ्ट हो गया। There I realized that I'm missing something and I started writing about Lahore. And as much as I try, my writing cannot get away from Lahore. तो पहली जो नज़्म है इंग्लिश में वो it describes my feelings about Lahore, and the second part of the poem would describe when that person comes back to Lahore. So without any further ado, the title is Halfway Across the World. Halfway across the world, away from home, a sudden gust of heat spewed from a malfunctioned vent reminds me of Lahore. A city strewn with wormholes where time stops to wed the old with the new and the sacred with the wild. A city of travelers, wanderers, and unsettled dust. Of peddlers and beggars not letting it sleep, of the summer sun kept at bay by tall gin-possessed trees standing sentinel on the mall, of misty mornings rising from the waters of its shallow canal. Lahore was magic and music, azans and bazaars, stray dogs and early mornings, old buildings and purple evenings. It was too much and everywhere. No roll of string or trail of crumbs or wings or sleep could bring you out of it. Its streets would sing and bend around to gently draw you back in its folds of spices, heat, and cool breezy nights. Lahore's memory would wink back in the traffic lights shimmering in potholes of foreign streets. Its whiff would catch you off guard as you ruffled through ochre dog-eared pages in foreign libraries. It was a city you never woke from. An Atlantis still alive, a Shangri-La where people happily died. It was not a patch of paradise, it was bricks and mostly unsettled dust. Verdant and overflowing, its gardens veiled lovers and mystics. Its tea shops kept brewing chai and companionships. Its bazaars overflowed with vibrant colors, floral designs, and chimed with bangles delicate as letters. Lahore was a poem with no refrain or rhyme or couplet, a painting beyond the canvas. It was 1,001 nights which the author forgot to close. It kept growing and growing in its own languid pace, inside my gut, up my spine, across my skin, planting an unsettled speck inside my brain, which I'm afraid will be the only part of the city left when I return. Thank you. So that was the first part. The second part, as I told earlier, is when that stranger comes back to Lahore and discovers the dynamics of it. He arrives at night, wondering how hot would it be tomorrow. He already knows the ways the sun will sling its beams through the crevices of his old city, lightening up small specks of dust early in the morning. He carries his bags in his hands instead of dragging them across the freshly mopped granite floor of the airport, afraid the rattling wheels of his bags might wake up his city. The taxi drivers huddle around him. He gives his address to his home deep inside the heart of the city. disappointed he's not a tourist or from the affluent suburbs, they back away. He wakes up in the morning and his city feigns sleep. He traces his fingers gently across the walls of his city, lets his feet carry him around streets which have changed course like the river Ravi. Grey pigeons twitch at his foreign step. Above him, crows warn of his arrival, and one by one, the shutters of the shops pull themselves up. Familiar faces come and greet him. He's offered free breakfast. Fresh fruits and vegetables are sent to his house. The city, his city, has come alive. Everything in the city speaks to him. From the dripping public water faucets to the potholes strewn across its roads, he abandons the appointments he had scheduled, the friends he had promised to meet. He roams around, listening to stray sounds and taking in scents which tell tales and gives texture to his city's wrinkled walls. He imagines Lahore to be a lover he can never possess. Lahore will entangle his heart in her meandering streets and then push him away. In return, he will become a stranger to her by shaking off her stories in foreign streets. They are fated to play strangers to one another, only to meet and become strangers again. Only to meet and become strangers again. Thank you.